All right, we are live. I'm going to share my screen with you. All right, do you see the chart?
I do, yes.
Okay.
I tend to ignore all of that. So I'm like, I don't know. I just hear stuff from other people and I'm like, I stay out of it.
Do you still live in Utah?
So I live about 5 months in Utah, and then the rest of the year I'm traveling and living abroad.
Oh, hence being in Greece right now.
Yep, exactly.
So you're traveling often, or?
Yes, yeah. So I travel from like May to August, and then November to February.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you stay like for short periods in places, or?
Yeah, usually about like 1 to 2 weeks, and then I move on to the next location for a couple weeks.
Interesting. So you're kind of a partial nomad.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, who's watching your house while you're away?
Well, ironically, I so last November I sold all my, well, actually last October I sold all my stuff, and and like let go of my place and everything, and that's when I started traveling. I am currently in the process of buying a house, which I will then Airbnb while I'm away. Um, so yeah, so no one right now because I don't have a house, but I am in the process of getting a house.
Okay, so right now you're looking for a house to buy.
I'm under contract with the house.
You're under contract
Yeah,
with a house, you said.
yeah.
So that means that you've already bought a house, or?
It's like I've committed to buy it. It's just like going through the final processes, so it hasn't like
Uh-huh.
we haven't signed on it, but I'm I'm gonna be buying it. Yeah,
Okay, that's exciting.
yeah.
And that's okay, and that's in Utah, obviously.
It is. Yeah.
It's still in Orem?
Nope. About 20 minutes north of there,
Okay.
American Port.
Hmm. Hmm. And what prompted you to start traveling half the year?
Well, I love travel and have always loved it. So when I was younger, like in college, I would go live my summers in different countries for 2 to 3 months. And so this is more just me returning to who I am, I guess. Um, just being able to travel, and yeah, I just I was like, I have the freedom. That's what I've been working towards. I've been wanting to get this freedom again. And so I've set up my companies where I can mostly do it remote. And that way I was able to start traveling again.
Hmm. Okay, and what do you do for work then?
I have a tax accounting company. So I'm a tax accountant. And then I also do wealth mentoring with women. So I do international retreats and I help them with their businesses and really just learning how to live their lives fully and make money while doing it.
Hmm. Wow, interesting. International retreats, you said.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So that's something that you're doing like annually.
Yeah, I usually host 2 to 3 retreats each year,
Hmm.
and the location just kind of depends on what's calling me for those years.
I see. And you collect those and you collect them somewhere, I guess also in another country?
Uh, what do you mean?
Like where where do the events take place? Is it always in the same place? The
The
retreats.
retreat? No, I've hosted a few in Fiji. I've done some in Puerto Rico, Mexico, the Bahamas.
Hmm.
So yeah, just wherever I felt drawn to, that's usually where I host the next retreat.
Okay. There's a few things starting to come up. I'm just thinking about how I want to start.
Okay.
Let's see. Mhm. Okay, I'm going to start like this. So the first thing that I'm feeling is actually this trine between Uranus and Sag on your ascendant and Mercury and Aries on your fourth,
Okay.
because of how frequently you're moving. Right, your house is not something that you're staying in. There's like a lot of action. And now I've learned that you're also going to Airbnb it. So that
Mm-hmm.
makes me think about the Mercury and Aries. There's lots of people coming, and you're
Mm-hmm.
talking with each of them about your house. And then
Ah.
there's a turnover, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the trine with Uranus in Sagittarius on the ascendant for me is like, well, you're going to this country and then that country. And right, so there's like this period of a big chunk of the year where you're just going places.
Yeah. Yep.
And the second part for me is kind of the moon Saturn. It's similar energy. In this case, Saturn in the 12th Sag for me is like going to all of those foreign places. Of course, there's much more to that we're going to get into as we keep talking. Whereas the moon in Aquarius, Aquarius for me is like the different cultures, different peoples, like just being connected. This actually
Mm-hmm.
makes me think about the retreats that you're hosting. Also because of the subject, because you said that you gather these women and you talk especially about how they can make money and
Mm-hmm.
improve their business. So, in fact, that makes me think, let's just remove Saturn for a moment, the Moon Venus trine.
Mm.
Because the retreat and the gathering of women makes me think of the Moon Venus, and just that you're like chatting, right? There's a lot of talking. So, there's the Gemini,
Yeah.
Aquarius.
I love that.
Okay. And yeah, then the Saturn opposition for me is like you travel to the different places to host these retreats. And I guess also the retreat is something kind of formative for those women, as I understood it.
Mm-hmm. Very, very much.
Okay. Uh-huh. And then the last thing. When do you expect you'll sign finally for the house?
Probably like May 27th.
Okay, well, that's very precise.
I mean, that's the anticipated date. It could shift, but end of May, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, and I was wondering if that would be the case. On May 27th, Saturn in your fourth at 11 Aries makes exact sextile to your moon in 11 Aquarius. So this makes me think about you signing the contract right on that day,
Okay, interesting.
right? And so you become soldered to that house. And I guess that's going to initiate a process from then on. Because what do you
Mhm.
have to do after you sign for the house?
Um, there's some construction that I need to do because I will be having an office there plus the Airbnb. So yeah, there's going to be construction, and then like I mentioned earlier, I sold all my stuff, so I have to buy everything to put a house together and get
Okay.
it ready for an Airbnb.
All right. So perfect. And I guess that's going to happen during the summer.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Very good. So, all right, I'm going to fast forward a couple months, let's say 1 month
Okay.
or two. So, what I want to point out to you is that in 2 months, in July, Saturn will actually station retrograde in your fourth house. And he will do so exactly square your Mars in Capricorn. Okay.
Mm,
So that's when you told me that there's construction to do for your office, right? So that makes me think construction is going to be happening June, July, August, around that time.
okay.
And also the sextile to your moon makes me think about how you're going to be working on that. Because look, Saturn is going to retrograde. Just notice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. So the last time he's going to make a sextile to your moon is in February of 27.
Okay.
So the other part that you mentioned is the second house, right? Because you sold everything and now you have to buy lots of things for the house. Saturn to the
Yeah.
moon at second.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does actually. Yeah.
So I guess you're going to be getting the house ready for, I don't know, about half a year at least.
Mm,
Does that make sense?
interesting.
Does that seem reasonable?
It does. My goal is to have it ready in 1 month, though.
Oh,
So
okay.
so I'm like, I agree, and I want it to happen faster, and I need it to happen faster.
How come?
Um, just because it actually wasn't part of my plan to buy a house, and so I had. That's kind of a long story how that kind of came about, and so I I feel like I had just gotten set up to like start traveling, and then I'm like feeling like this house is pulling me back to the US, which the US is great. However, I prefer living outside of the US. And so I'm like, if I can just go back for like 1 month, get it all ready, set up, the construction done, then I can go travel again and just have things run
Hmm.
smoothly and move on to my next thing.
Okay. You said, but that's the language you used is interesting. The house is keeping you in the US. What's that about?
Well, just if I am there trying to get it set up and do construction.
But why? Like, because the house brought you back. So that must be a powerful house. You said it wasn't in your plans. How'd the house come up?
um, Needing a place for an office, and ultimately it is. I mean, right now I just have all my few items in a storage unit, and so when I do have to live in the U.S. For those 5 months, it is kind of hard. Just like getting
Mm-hmm.
an Airbnb and moving things back and forth. So there's a lot of positives. Like I am excited for the house, um, and I'm also like
Mm-hmm.
my time to travel is between now and September, and so I want to be traveling versus when I
Mm.
need to be in the US.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're gonna be in the US and not traveling.
Hmm.
But I don't know. But it seems that way, right? Because of
Could
what
be.
Saturn is doing? I don't know. Okay. You could turn out anyway.
Yes.
Um, this is the other thing that comes up for me now. It's the Moon Saturn sextile again.
Hmm.
Um, because you said that your items are held in storage while you're away.
Hmm.
And so the storage for me is again Aquarius because it's like a publicly that's how I'm imagining like one of those garages and this is it like that?
Yeah. Yeah. Just like,
Uh,
yeah, the storage. Uh,
Okay. So do you see that in the Aquarius? Yeah, because everyone is storing their things there,
yeah. I
right? So
hadn't thought of it like that, but that makes sense.
and it's your personal belongings, the moon, right? In the second house, Aquarius.
Yeah.
And the sextile to Saturn is that you store them there because you're traveling abroad and you're not around, but it's also that it's so annoying to have to get your stuff from storage. But that's just
Right.
how it is at the moment because you're not around.
Right. Right.
Okay. Interesting. I guess this tells me that when you had a home before, it was also annoying for you because of the
In
traveling.
like in what ways, I guess.
I don't know. Can you tell me?
Um, it was more just that I didn't like really have anyone to like go check in on on my place when I would travel, and so like I had a hot tub that sometimes the power would go out. So when I would get back from traveling, like I'd have to like drain my hot tub because the power had gone out, and then all the chemicals were off, and so that was a little bit tricky. Um, I just
Hmm.
not like having anyone there to check it out.
Why not? Don't you have friends around?
I do, not a lot that live like in that location specifically.
Hmm.
And so yes, I could have asked someone to do it. I also chose not to do that.
Okay. Interesting. Again, the Saturn in the 12th makes me think about like you're away and nobody's around.
Mm,
And the moon in the second makes me think of again someone coming in to check on your things.
mm,
So then when you talked about the hot tub, I felt like, well, there's Jupiter. Because I
okay.
feel like if you're gonna have such a big body of water around, then a water sign should be involved.
Okay.
And then I felt the Mars, the exact sextile from Mars, because he started talking about like doing all the stuff with the pool, like the chemicals, for example. And then I felt how this hot tub is kind of there's a little work involved with it.
Hmm.
And so there I felt this sextile, but now I also feel this in all of your travels. So we're gonna get more out of it as we keep talking. I
Okay.
want to understand actually, all right, so while you're traveling, like what's the point and kind of what do you do? Do you keep moving from hotel to hotel? Do you have some places that you know when you stay?
So I switch between like hotels and Airbnbs, and and I really only plan like maybe 2 weeks ahead ish. And so I mean, I always say to people, I'm like, as long as I have like my flight and then I know at least how to get from the airport to a hotel for a few days, I can figure out the rest. Like, so I travel very spontaneously with like very little plan. And then when I get to an area, I decide if I want to get a car or just go explore or just chill or jump on some, travel excursions.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. And do you tend to go only to new places?
Um, yes and no. I mean, like when I'm traveling by myself, it's mostly new places. However, I do tend to go back to places. I mean, like I said, I've done like 3 trips to Fiji, 3 retreats. I've so yeah, so I definitely go back to places more so than I feel like other people do. Because I guess I always take the approach of like, because a lot of times what I hear from people, they're like, "Oh, it's going to be my only chance to go to this location. I have to do everything, and I'll never
Hmm.
be back." And I approach it as like, "Oh, of course I'm going to come back. So I'm going to just do what I want and what I feel up for at this time, and I'll come back and see more and do more." And so I approach travel pretty differently than a lot of people that I talk with.
Interesting. So that makes me think about the Mercury Uranus again. And in this case, I'm really starting to get more of an idea about your Mercury
Hmm.
placement because the fourth house being home and family, it's also just the places where you're staying when you're moving around.
Hmm.
And now I see that when you go to those different locations, you're exploring, you're learning, you're talking to new people, you're seeing new things.
Hmm.
So I'm seeing like a lot of action, a lot of kind of mental stimulation.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the things that I love about travel is just, yeah, all the new things, all the stimulation. Because if I'm being honest, I get bored really fast in life, even if I have a lot going on. Like I just get bored, and so yeah, being able to create positive new stimulation is really good for me.
Hmm. That makes me think again about Uranus on your ascendant as well. Like just being bored quickly, needing stimulation, needing new, needing to see something different every. Yeah, now I'm getting really a lot of this here.
Yeah.
All the countries you travel to. And
Yeah.
spontaneously with only 2 weeks in advance. I mean, some people would have a heart attack.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that your life sounds very like I mean for you it makes sense, right? But for a lot of people, I feel like it's a lot of movement, so much movement.
Hmm. Yeah. A lot of people can't handle it. It's a little bit too intense.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I lived like that for a little while and well,
Did
okay.
you like it or?
Um yes, but I'm not built the way you are. And I can see that for you this is like lifestyle.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I guess you've been doing that since years?
Um, yeah, I mean, I took a big break in there, you know, for quite a while, that, but if I could have been doing it my whole life, that would have felt better for me.
Uh-huh. Wow. Okay. Hmm. The other thing for me is again the moon Saturn, in fact, because again, remember Aquarius. And so Aquarius is like, let's say when you're booking a hotel online and you have all the different options and you have to just choose somewhere, right? And then you have to, I guess, spend on lodging again and again and again because you're moving from the hotel to the Airbnb. So there I see again the moon in Aquarius in the second house in the sense that you're paying plenty of money for lodging in these different cities. And it's always you're staying in like public buildings essentially because they're not owned by you.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then of course, Saturn and Sag in the 12th, you're always in some place new and you have to look for a place to stay. So that consistent theme.
Mm-hmm. Which I love and hate at the same time.
Okay. Why hate?
Well, it's funny because so I'm also a travel agent, and it's like this joke because I'm like, I don't actually enjoy booking travel. Like it drives me crazy looking at all the options and like I don't know.
Mhm.
I just don't enjoy doing it. And and then if people are like, but you're constantly traveling and booking. I'm like, I know, it makes no sense. So it's just like this funny paradox, I guess.
Mhm. Okay. Right. So then when you say that story exactly, does it illustrate this for you?
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Yeah.
Booking again and again, booking,
Yeah. All the
flights,
time.
trips, events. Okay. Mhm. So I guess this means okay, this makes me feel also like you've seen, and also because of the information you've given, you've seen lots of countries, lots of different cultures, you know, lots of different people, their languages, how to behave around them.
Hmm. Yeah, very much so.
Mhm. And also the Jupiter in the third, Pisces, together with these two makes me think like either you speak other languages or you kind of pick them up and make do easily
Yeah.
or often.
Yeah. Like that's one of my biggest things is like when I go to another country, if nothing else, I want to be able to say like hello, goodbye, thank you. So so at least they like know that I'm like attempting to like understand their culture. So I don't. I mean, so I if I'm in a place longer than just a couple weeks, I will definitely pick up on more of the language. But if nothing else, I try to at least say those few words in whatever language of that country I'm in.
Okay. That's actually bringing up Mercury for me again, that is in Aries in the fourth, because it makes me think about just taking the first steps, right? Aries is the noob. So, hello, goodbye, thank you, how much does that cost? And
Hmm.
so that you're just having those basic level communications with the people around Mercury and Aries in the fourth.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And very brief conversations, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, they are very brief.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, now I'm thinking just I'm again being brought back to Saturn that is pretty much on the cusp of your fourth house.
Mm,
And so that's making me think about how just now at this time you decided to buy that house. Like it
mm,
just came now and it's bringing you back to the US where you don't want to be.
mhm.
Mhm. Is it that
Yeah.
you don't go ahead? Oh,
Oh,
oh, interesting.
there you go.
Um, you know, the cusp of the fourth house also has to do with your origins, like your family, but also your home country.
Hmm,
And
interesting.
that's making me wonder if you feel like a kind of rejection of the US.
I'll be honest, I've never felt at home in Utah. Um, and
Mm,
I do feel more at home when I'm traveling and in other countries. Um, so like you know, I struggle saying that because I'm like, I'm grateful for all the things that like growing up in the US have given me. And it has always been interesting that like that has never felt like home to me.
mm,
Um, and so And then kind of going on with what you were saying earlier, like I've tried to buy a house for years, and so it's just funny that it has like never worked out to actually purchase a house until now. And so again, it's like the timing is just like funny, but as you're seeing with Saturn in the fourth, like it also makes sense. Like
Okay. Do you need to buy that house and have an office because you need to have an office in Utah?
yes, yeah, I do.
Why? Why do you need to? Why?
It's for the accounting for a lot of our yeah,
Uh,
in-person clients and employees, and yeah.
you have employees.
Hmm.
So where is your address now?
Um, well, most of our employees are remote, but
Okay.
yeah.
But that address of the house would be like the working address kind of the company.
Hmm. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's interesting. And why can't you go fully remote with that?
Um, it's more just on the during tax season. Like that's the part that's hard to do remote,
Hmm.
just because there's a lot of papers, even though most of our stuff is
Mm,
online, but it's the papers.
the papers. Right, because you're doing so, I mean, as a tax accountant, I guess you're doing so much paperwork.
Hmm.
Ah, okay. Do you do like individual accounting or business or both?
We specialize in businesses, small business owners, so we do their companies and their personal, but really how to maximize taxes for small businesses.
I like that. Okay, now I'm getting a different view of this triangle in your chart. So I'm feeling the moon in Aquarius in the second because now I'm understanding that you're also managing many people's finances.
Hmm. A lot.
Okay, and I guess that's very important for you, and it's a sensitive point. Okay, so this makes me think about the Saturn connection now,
Hmm.
how it's not really easy going to manage those kinds of numbers.
Yeah, it's
And
intense.
there for me is the Venus and Gemini in the sixth, that you're doing that for business owners, and yeah, you're just doing a lot of communication with them.
Hmm. Yeah,
But it's
definitely.
hard communication. Okay, I see.
Yes. Yeah, it is.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and this also for me, like the Saturn moon, Venus is why you can't just be abroad all the time. Like you need to have a home base in order to be able to store all the paperwork.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. You know, this also kind of just makes me think about the Venus-Saturn opposition, where Saturn and Sag in the 12th for me is like, well, you just want to go away. And the word that comes is like be undiscoverable.
That's funny. Okay.
And then there's the opposition to Venus and Gemini in the sixth, and it's like, yeah, but your daily job and what you have to do every day is like talk to people.
Every day. Yep.
Okay,
Yeah. It
interesting.
forces me to not be undiscoverable. How's that?
Okay, right, because your business is so important to you.
Hmm.
Oh wow, okay. But I'm feeling as well that in a like when you do tax accounting, for example, first of all, I guess the work is very complicated,
Hmm.
and I guess sometimes there's missing information that's really annoying to find.
Yes.
Because I'm
Yes.
thinking about the Saturn in the 12th again, right? So it's like so
Okay.
like something like you can't find something, it's just missing. And then the information part comes from Venus and Gemini, right? You're looking for statements, you're looking for files,
Yeah.
something. This for me makes
Yeah.
me think about all the paperwork as well. And like,
Yeah.
oh my God, what if some of the papers get lost and they're not? I can imagine it's such a nightmare to get everything like organized.
Yeah. We always joke, we're like, there's a reason it costs a lot to get your taxes done. People have no idea the amount of mental organization and tracking everything and just like all the hundreds of steps that we literally go through for one return.
Wow. Okay. Are you good at the work? Do you enjoy the work?
I do actually, because we do taxes, but we also do like bookkeeping and payroll and all that stuff. But I've actually, all that stuff is now, other people do in the company, but I have stayed with the taxes because that is the part that I actually do enjoy is the tax side of it.
I see. And so you'll get, let's say a business, and it's all of their transactions for the year, and you have to organize them according to code.
Hmm. But I don't do that part. Yeah, like that's what our employees do at this point, and then I just like, yeah, do the putting it into the tax software and like doing the tax strategy.
Tax strategy. Okay.
Mm.
So that's so interesting. Um, okay, so you have employees. How many?
Let's see. There are currently nine, or no, seven of us.
Okay. So I guess your employees are also very important to you, people you talk with frequently.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So that's making me think obviously about Venus in the sixth Gemini,
Okay.
right? So that's the sixth house is the house of employment. And so here
Mm-hmm.
I see all of the people. And for me, because Venus is there, I feel like, first of all, you like them and you like to pay them well and you like to get along with them well. And you like to also hear them out and train them. Oh, yeah, the training part.
Yeah, I'm all about. I'm like, I want good people and I want to keep them. And so when I find someone, then we're going to pay them well. We're going to incentivize them, and we're going to make it the best possible work environment so that they want to stay with us forever.
Okay. Yes.
Just because I know that I can't grow my businesses without help. You know what I mean? And so when I find the right help, I want to keep them happy.
Okay. Yes. So there I see, and again, the Saturn and Sag, right? If you want to expand your businesses, then you need the help of other people. But
Hmm.
I feel that there is some tension around that, and it's related to you being away also, like not being around the employees. Maybe sometimes that complicates the communication.
Yeah, well, just because all of our employees are, I mean, 90% are remote. And so, yeah, it's just kind of like we've had to get very creative with like how to make a traditionally fully in person, finance company business to be 90% remote. And so, yeah, I've gotten very creative with how to make that work.
Mm. Okay. That for me is that everyone is remote, the 12th house, right? Nobody's together. Because you said traditionally people are in the same office,
Hmm.
right? So that is kind of the limitation that you work with, 90% remote workforce.
Yeah.
And getting very creative in the because the sixth house is the house of the daily schedule, like how you're going to routine, how you're going to set up the meetings. Right. And so here I see how you got very creative because everyone is remote in order to be able to communicate well with each other and work.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
it does.
Okay.
Yeah.
And again, I feel that connection to your moon in the second house Aquarius, because the moon is also what's happening internally for you. And now I can imagine that when you're working with so many people's like financial data, that's probably affects you a lot internally. Like you
Hmm.
think about it, yeah, you
Yeah,
process
just
it.
yeah, I do because I'm like I want to make sure that we're keeping all their information private, and money is hard for people. So the fact that they trust us to come and like divulge all of their financial stuff, like we don't take that lightly. I don't take it lightly, and we want to make sure we protect it. We have a relationship with them. They're not just a transaction for us. Like we always tell our new employees, we're like, build a relationship with the clients. Like that's why we have a business. And when you have that relationship, if we happen to make a mistake, we can work through things with most of our clients and correct it if there is ever a mistake because we have that relationship with them.
Beautiful. And you're kind of the mother of the organization.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Hmm. Okay, when you tell me that particular story, do you feel this now with your work?
Yeah, like I've never looked at it like that or like this aspect of my chart like that, but I'm like, oh, I totally see that. Yeah.
Right. And so you said that you travel solo is when you go to new places. I guess when you don't travel solo is when you're having retreats.
Yeah. And like I invite people to come with me. I'm always like, hey, I've already got the housing, like just show up. So occasionally I'll have someone come for like a few days or a week, but the majority of
Ah,
it is solo.
but you invite people often, or like you
Mhm.
like to go together.
I mean, I enjoy my solo time, but I do like having people with me, and so I wouldn't mind more people coming, but a lot of them just, you know, can't, won't, or don't make it work, you know. But I just always put it out there that people are welcome.
Uh-huh. Okay, this makes me think again about like the moon in Aquarius. Somebody who likes to be around other people and include them, because that's Aquarius, right? It's being together with others in a group in community. What you
Mm,
do with the work, what you do with managing lots of people's taxes, what you do with staying in different countries, what you do with meeting different people, right? So you're kind of surrounded by the public.
yeah.
And that you invite people, I feel very much in that moon in Gemini, but notice that you said they usually don't make it or they can't come. There I
Hmm.
feel the Saturn in the 12th. Other people can't travel, right? And so you end up going alone. That makes me
Hmm.
think about Saturn in the 12th. Many people just don't make it work. And so even though you invite them, you have to go on your own.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's interesting. You're bringing up some really good points with my Saturn in the 12th and Sag that I've never looked at. So I appreciate this.
Sure. Um, I was thinking about something else. Oh yeah, that makes me think that you also like to do excursions. Like,
Hmm.
let's say you go to Berlin or whatever, then you maybe would join an excursion to see Auschwitz or whatever.
Hmm. Yeah, I absolutely love joining excursions because again, I don't have to plan it. There's other people that I can interact with, but I can also kind of just go into my own zone if I want. Like it gives a lot of choice. I don't have to figure out how to get there. Like it's fabulous.
Okay. Do you have a partner?
No.
Hmm. Have you ever?
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
I was married for 7 years. I had been divorced for 10.
Okay. Did you guys also work together?
No.
No, you didn't. Okay,
Mm-mm.
never mind. We don't have to go to the. Um, do you have like other family?
Yes. So the accounting company is a family company. My dad started it like 40 years ago. I bought in. Well, I've been there over 10. Bought in a few years ago, and then recently two more sisters bought in. So there's now four owners that we're all family. We've also hired a bunch of like nieces and nephews, and so majority of the company is
Ah, I see.
yeah.
So everyone is actually related to you in the company.
All but two. And even with my mentoring business, of my two employees, one of them is family.
Okay. Uh-huh. So you're connected with them by the work in the first place.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. And You said your father founded the company 40 years ago and you bought it and you've been there for 10 years.
Hmm.
So that's quite a stable company, in fact.
Hmm. Yeah.
Do you all get along?
For the most part. It's funny because all growing up, I was like, people that work with their family in family businesses are really dumb.
Uh-huh.
I was just like, that's the worst idea ever. So it's ironic and funny that I now run the family business. And so, um, but yes, for the most part, we actually do work really well together. Obviously, we have our things, but we do pretty good overall.
Okay, why didn't you want to run the family? Why did you think that was a bad idea when you were little?
Just because I'd always hear these horror stories about like family businesses that like ripped the family apart, or it was just like, oh, people can't work in a family business and maintain healthy family relationships at the same time. Like that was my belief growing up. I now
But is that
believe
what you
this.
experienced with your
No,
family? Okay.
no, and that's what I'm saying. Like it's different now because I've experienced it differently, but that was my perception when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting at this point, it's actually a draw for a lot of our clients when we mention that most of us are family. Like they actually, a lot of our clients, especially new ones, are just, they love that aspect of our company.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now I'm seeing a different kind of level of the moon, right? That being your family, and that being connected again to the 6th and the 12th, so you're working with all of them besides. That's
Mhm.
interesting. That also makes me think about you having kind of more brainy, yeah, more brainy interaction with your family. Like more logical, more, yeah. Like maybe not so emotive, but more like very informative. Yeah. Very social.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Hmm. So you do quite a few businesses.
I do. Yeah. I actually, I love starting and creating businesses and then finding people to manage them. Like that's actually what I really enjoy. I don't actually love the day to day. Like yeah, I like creating, finding the right people to manage, and then letting it grow.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that makes me think about the Sagittarius part, that you're kind of a business initiator and a business grower. You know how to make things expand. Actually, it was interesting for me to hear you say, yeah, you know that you need more people in order for the business to grow. And I was thinking, well, most people don't think that way, but of course it is like that. So that
Hmm.
made me think a lot about your Sagittarius.
Hmm.
And yeah, and then the Venus in the sixth makes me think about the people that are managing those businesses for you, and finding the right people and talking with them, building a relationship with them, training them, showing them how. I feel like that's also a process that's very fulfilling.
Um, okay, well, it's funny. Yes, and the training part, I actually do not like the training part. Everything else you said, I'm like, yes to that. Once they're trained, then I feel great satisfaction.
Ah, okay,
But the actual process of training, I really hate. Yeah.
I see. Okay, why?
You know, I and okay, I was also, I've had to be trained myself. So like there's no, this is not any judgment on anyone, but it's just like I am such a quick, like fast mover and thinker that like training, I feel like I have to slow down so much
Ah,
that it like almost kills my soul because I'm like, okay, let's just keep going, and then I'm like, okay, slow down, Jamie, just step by step, repeat it again, and again, there's like zero judgment on the person because I know training takes time, but it's the slowness of the process that just about kills me.
I
Like
can
seriously
totally
kills me.
relate.
Can you? Okay. I know, I'm like, it's like the worst.
Yeah, when you're really fast thinking and now you have to like go to the basics. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, I know. Okay, there again, I'm feeling Saturn in your 12th, which is a person that knows absolutely nothing and needs to be trained in everything. And then there's the opposition with Venus and Gemini in the 6th, right? You have to actually convey and transmit that information slowly to the person. So there I feel that connection, like it's as much as you enjoy those people, like the actual process of training them is hard.
I know. My favorite thing is when I can train somebody and then they start to train other people, and I'm like, blessed day, like it has happened.
Okay, interesting. You know, there's this also makes me think about, in fact, your Mercury and Aries with the Uranus again, how you described you're a very quick thinker and you move very quickly and
Hmm.
you talk very quickly.
Hmm.
So I felt this. Also, now that I know it's like a family business, I felt that Mercury and Aries in the 4th, like yeah, like people in the family always bringing up something. Oh, hey, this happened, this happened. We need to deal with this. It's kind there's always something new coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Yes. It's usually the problems that they bring to me. And I'm like, I don't want any more problems.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's good. It's what it's also, it's part
Right.
of why I get to do what I do. And I'm also like, could you bring some good news this time?
I see. Okay. And you never know what's coming next, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So is there a lot of unpredictability in the tax accounting business?
Um, yeah, I mean, at least in the US, the tax law is like it changes all the time, and it'll like change during tax season. And I mean, it's just, it,
Mm,
yeah, like there's always things that we're trying to learn or remember or get like the updated timeline or date of something. And so, yeah, there's it, there's just a lot that changes, and yeah, we never know.
hmm. Okay. So that again is the Saturn Venus, right? Because Saturn in this case would be the tax code
Mm,
that you have no control over, the 12th house. So it can change at any time behind your back, and then you have to like, I don't know, do super sleuthing to figure it out.
hmm.
Yeah. And then there's the opposition to Venus and Gemini in the 6th, that this involves your work. And then you have to like find the new laws and like educate yourself again and again. And it's a constant process.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
so interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what I also like, yeah, your kind of work is, I often refer to, it's funny, I've been thinking about tax accounting in the previous days, the most important and most boring work there is.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, I've also been thinking about just the placement of your Jupiter because he's square to your ascendant in Sag. And you're
Mm,
ruled by Jupiter, right?
mhm.
So, this is like really strong Jupiter energy. And that makes me think about you being like just traveling constantly to different places, right? The Sag rising with Jupiter square.
Mhm.
Oh, this makes me think also about like where you're hosting your retreats because everything you said was like an island nation, right? And so then I felt the Pisces very much.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because I always have to be by water. 100%.
Hmm.
That's interesting. I hadn't thought of it that way.
Okay. Do you like to go to sushi restaurants? Do you like to go? Do you like to just meander around the streets of the new places where you are and just see what you're going to discover?
Oh, 100%. It's like one of my favorite things to do. Yeah. And I always find cool stuff when I do that.
Yes. Yeah. I definitely see that being a highlight. Like leaving the lodging and just seeing what the day is going to bring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I also feel you trying lots of different foods.
Yes. And so it's actually one of my favorite things is yes, like to try the local cuisine and like the treats and anything that's different and new. And like I love providing that experience for at my retreats to my clients. I'm like always buying like all this stuff. And I'm like, you don't have to like it. You don't have to eat any more than a bite, but I need you like just try it. Like it's so fun, right? Um,
Yes,
yeah. And so it just that's like one of my favorite things.
I see. Okay, now I feel like you're a person that often introduces other people to new concepts, new ideas, new things.
100%. It's actually one of my favorite things. Like, yeah, I'm just like, no, like let's go expand your thinking, expand your horizons. Like, so a lot of my clients, they haven't traveled a lot. So there's a lot of like walking them through like, okay, here's how to work through travel anxiety, like, and here's how to pack a bag efficiently. Here's what to bring, So yeah, a lot of new experiences for my clients.
Mm. Okay, that last part, just, again, I felt the Venus Saturn because, again, they're your clients that you're working with,
Hmm.
and you're helping them to pack. You're giving them information about who to travel. They've never done it before.
Hmm.
Right? That makes me think about the 12th house. They're going into the total unknown, and there you are to show them the way.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I like that.
Mhm.
I definitely do that.
Okay, yeah, this makes me think about you being kind of like consistently being a mentor figure.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah. And it does feel like a lot of teaching is going on.
A ton of teaching, which I love. Like, yeah, like that's one of my favorite things to do is teach.
And I also feel you teaching like in groups.
Mm, yeah, I love group work. And that's why I like the retreats is because like I keep them pretty small. They're like 6 or 7 people, so they're not huge groups. But yeah, like
Have you ever been on international stage as well, like talking about something or as a panelist?
I have a little bit, yes, and I'm going to be starting to do more of that, and it's something that I ideally that's like exactly what I want to do. I just want to be flying around the world speaking on stages.
Oh, sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
And speaking about, do you have an idea?
I mean, I have a lot of ideas, but like the emotional wealth and health and how as we heal ourselves and we focus on ourselves, it actually will grow our businesses, it'll grow our money, and you'll actually live the life that you actually want to live.
Okay. All right. That makes me think a lot about, again, the Jupiter in the third house. And it make me think about like being very inspirational when you talk to people, like in general.
Mhm.
For example, if somebody's really frustrated and you say, well, look at this and this and this. So you give them many options, many ways. I feel like you have lots of ideas for people. As soon as they suggest something and you're like, choo, 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 choo.
Yes. Sometimes I have to like hold myself back because I'm like, okay, don't overwhelm them. But yeah, like I offer a thing called like hot chats, and it's just like an hour and a half of like me chatting with a person, kind of like what we're doing here. Um, but like as we chat, like they can bring up anything in their life, whether it's business or personal, and like I'm just like whatever ideas come to me, like I'll share with you. You get to choose if you act on it or not, but like I will give you all the ideas and and piece things together that maybe they aren't seeing, that are connected, and then they get to go choose to live their life how they want. But it's like one of my favorite things because I'm like, oh, I've got ideas. I can solve people's problems. I love it.
Okay. Yes. And I'm also, because you called it a hot chat,
Hmm.
Mercury and Aries. Trine your
Mm,
ascendant.
yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah. I like that.
This also makes me think about you being like I'm seeing creams, moisturizers, water bottles, smoothies, lots of water element stuff for your face wash.
Yes, I'm like known for my hydration. I mean,
Mhm.
like you come to my retreat, I'm like, there will be like 25 hydration options. I'm like, do not get dehydrated on me. Like, get your water.
Yeah,
Let me tell you how healing it is. Let me tell you all the things that like most people live in dehydration and it's so terrible. Like, people know me for that.
yes. And I feel you also being very kind of woo-woo in a way, like spiritual. You just open up people to very yeah, unusual things.
100%. Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah, I give the shock factor to a lot of people.
I also think the soothing factor, the healing factor.
Hmm.
Okay. Hmm. Did you ever do like work with plant medicine?
You know, I have not. I have a lot of friends that do it, but when I tell people the work that I do, they immediately assume that I do plant medicine because it's all
Okay.
connected. And I'm like, oh, I make drums, but we actually don't do the plant medicine with the drums. So it's a little different. And people are
Oh,
like,
you make
interesting.
drums.
Uh-huh. I do. Yeah. I do like drum
Okay.
ceremonies.
There's your Mars Mercury square.
Okay.
Right, because the making would be Mars in Capricorn, but the actual drum would be Mercury in Aries. Because think about the drum. Boom, 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 boom. That's Aries rhythm.
Yeah.
Right? So you
Okay.
make drums specifically. Yeah. But I
Yeah.
feel Jupiter in the third as well, because now when you say drums, I'm imagining doing kind of like tribal sounds in music, like really connecting with something primal
Mm-hmm.
and divine. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and we have like super deep discussions before we do the drumming and the making, and yeah, it's very cool. That's
Okay.
cool.
Yes. Hmm. Okay, great. Let's pause there for today. Look, I even see in your profile picture you're in a kayak.
Yes, uh-huh.
I just noticed there's Jupiter and Pisces again.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
So, I guess what did you think, or what are you left with, kind of?
No, that was really fun. That was cool, especially where we like obviously haven't known each other or anything. Like I said, you pinpointed things in my chart and looked at things differently than anyone ever has, and like put things in different contexts, which I thought was really cool. Which is also why I love talking with other astrologers because I'm like everyone picks up on different things and sees it differently. So yeah, mostly just I'm like that was really cool. So thank you.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I'll stop recording now, and you and I are going to talk for just a few minutes, okay? All
Okay, great.
right. So here we go, signing out.